Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a little first impressions for you guys, and this is with the Morphe 39S Such a Gem Artistry palette. Now, this is not by any means a new palette or new product at all. I think this palette has been out for probably like 6 or 7 months now. I finally got my hands on it. A couple weeks ago, Ulta was having a special where you got 10 times the points on any eyeshadow palette you bought, so of course I had to take advantage, and I decided to get this one because I've been eyeing it, honestly, for quite a while, but I just have so much eyeshadow that I really was like, do I need it? But like, look at it. Just look at it. Is this not like the most beautiful eyeshadow palette you've ever seen? Purple is probably my favorite color ever, and this palette is of course filled with purple tones, but I love how it's got a good variety and it's got some other tones in there too, so it's not exclusively purples. I think you can get a lot of really good looks out of this. So I have no idea what look I have in mind. This is not by any means a tutorial, because I'm just gonna be kind of playing around with this and figuring out, you know, if it's worth it, if it's good quality. If you're interested in seeing how this palette works, go ahead and keep watching. Now I've got you guys zoomed in. Okay, so this palette does not, wait a minute. I was just about to say that this palette doesn't come with any like shadow names or anything, but it actually does. The shade names are actually printed on this little clear thing that comes on top of the eyeshadows. Okay, so first shade I'm gonna go into the palette is Pink Prize, and it is a matte light pink color. And I'm gonna be taking this on a Morphe M441 brush. Okay, so right off the bat, I can already tell that there is like a ton of kickback. I don't know if you can really see that, but I don't really mind that. I mean, it's kind of annoying, but at the same time, that usually means that a product is going to perform really good and it's going to be really pigmented. So I'm not going to complain until I see how it looks on the eyes. So let's go in with the first shade and see. So I can kind of see it. There's just like so much kickback coming off that I thought it would be super pigmented, and I'm sitting here like building and building, and it's really not getting to be as vibrant as I was kind of hoping for. It's a really pretty like light wash of pink, but it's just not like super bright, as you can tell. It's just kind of like a more of like a pastel pink, I guess. I'm gonna go in now with the shade Bougie, which is a little bit of a deeper, more like magenta hot pink shade. Again, another matte one, and I'm pretty much gonna be putting that in the same place that I put the first shadow down and just kind of intensifying that. Now this is pigmented. This shadow looks beautiful so far. The other one was nice. I mean, it would be good for like a transition shade, which is kind of what I was using it for anyway, but it just really didn't pack a punch like I thought it would. But this shade on top of it is blending so nicely, and it looks really, really pretty on the eyes. I will say that it is a bit annoying that this palette does not have like a mirror in it. It's just kind of like a plain cardboard at the top. There's no mirror, no nothing. Just I feel like most eyeshadow palettes nowadays do come with a mirror just for like practicality and like on-the-go use and whatnot. I'm not really gonna like dock points because it doesn't have a mirror, but it's just something that I noticed that it would be convenient if it did have one. Also, I'm kind of annoyed with the whole like names being on this like little flimsy thing, because every time I go to like look down at what I'm using, I have to relay it back onto the palette so I can figure out which one is which. So I wish they would have just like printed it onto the actual palette, but I mean, again, that's just another like minor thing I was just pointing out. Next shade I'm gonna go in with is another matte shade, and it is called Purple Majesty. And I'm gonna take this on the Morphe Jeffree Star JS9 brush. Now for the next shade, which is another matte shade. This one is called Grape Mines, and it is a deep, it's almost like an electric purple. Like, it's really vibrant, almost like a neon purpley blue shade. That's another thing that I really like about this palette, is it's not just like one tone. It's not just strictly warm tone or strictly cool tone. There's a nice variety of shades and tones, so you can really get a bunch of different looks out of this palette. Even though it may look like a lot of the shades are super similar, on the eyes I'm noticing that they're really not. Deepen that up a little bit, I'm gonna go in with another dark bluish purple shade, also matte, and this one's called Make It Rain. And repeating the same step of putting this onto like the outer third of my eye. To deepen that Make It Rain shade up a little bit, I've switched to a Morphe E17 brush, and I'm more so packing it onto the outer third and outer lid of my eye to make it a little bit more pigmented and not so blown out. I want to focus it really on this area right here. And this is just going to intensify it a little bit more and make it really, really pigmented. Now go ahead and add a little bit of shimmer into the look. I'm going to be taking the JS11 brush and the shade Mauvelous, which is a really pretty mauve pink, super intense shimmer shade. And I'm just going to take a little bit of that onto my brush. And then I'm also going to be using the Morphe Jeffree Star Set and Refresh Mist. That way I can intensify it even more by wetting my brush with this. It's not even doing anything. Okay, I'm seeing more and more pigment come through, but I have to really, really pack this on. And I feel like it's just like a light wash of glitter. Like it's not really any like true pigment behind it. I'm going to switch shades for a minute and I'm going to go in with Strike a Pose. And this is one of the super big pan shades. Ooh, now this is pretty. See? Now that is a shade that I can get on board with. That one's really, really nice looking. Switching over to the other side of my brush that I haven't used, I'm going to go in with the next shade over. There's the shade here for it. Again, it's another one of those super big pan shades. Ooh, oh my god, that is so pretty. It has like blue reflexes in it. I'm also going to be taking a little bit of that Here For It shade and putting it on the inner corners of my eyes as well to bring a little bit more light into the inner portion too. So now for the lower portion of my eyes, to finish that off, I'm going to go in with another purple matte shade, Purple Majesty, and I'm going to take this on a Morphe M321 smudger brush and just focus that really, really closely to the lash line. Switching over to a JH40 brush, I'm going to go in with the shade Bougie and using that to just fluff it out a little bit more and bring some more dimension to it. I have returned and I've finished off the eyes completely. My lashes are on, and this is a new lash that I'm trying out. I just wanted to quickly mention it in case anybody was wondering. And these are from Kiss. These are brand new. They're called the Blowout Lash. This is like the little packaging that it came in. I got these on sale at Ulta. I think they were having like a lash sale or something, but they're really, really pretty. I love how zoomy and how wispy they are and like how separated each lash is. I think it's really stunning. So if you're looking for a new lash to try, definitely go ahead and check out the Kiss Blowout Lashes because these look really expensive and I only paid like $3 for them, I think. So I love these lashes and I just want to quickly mention that in case anybody had any questions. Finishing off the look, I want to go ahead and finish the lips. So for lip liner, I'm going to be using a NYX Suede Matte Lip Liner, and this one is in the shade Los Angeles. I'm going to zoom you back in again. Sorry, there's so much zooming. And I'm going to be trying out one of these Wet n Wild Mega Last Liquid Cat Suits, and this one I have is in the shade Rebel Rose. I bought this kind of a while ago. I don't know if I've ever tried it though. I don't really remember. The bottom of mine is extremely ruined because my dog actually got a hold of this and chewed it up a little bit. But that's besides the point. It looks like a really pretty shade. And it's, again, matte formula. I don't know if I've tried it, so we're going to see. I figured it would maybe look good with this eye makeup. So let's go ahead and see how it looks. Oh my god, I did not do a good job at lining my lips at all. Oh my god. I gotta fix this. This lip is really pretty. I just don't really like it that much for this look in particular. I feel like since I went so bold on the eyes, I need to tone it down a little bit with the lips. So I'm actually going to switch it up and go in with one of my favorite liquid lips of all time. This is by Bare Minerals, and this is in the shade Hemp. And I'm just going to take that and literally go right over top of that Wet n Wild shade. Okay, I feel like that's better. Nothing at all against that Wet n Wild liquid cat soup. This is actually really, really pretty. And I loved the formula. Like, it went on really, really nice. Dried down really fast too. I noticed it went like matte instantly. It wasn't like one of those liquid lips where you have to wait like 10 hours for it to fully dry on matte. I feel like this would be transfer proof. I should have tested that out, but I'm not sure. But yeah, dry down time was really good on this. I did like the color. Like I said, I just didn't like it with this eyeshadow, so that's why I had to go in and pull out my Bare Minerals. So I think that that really toned down the look altogether. I think it would just be too much to have bold eyes and bold lips going on at the same time, so that's why I did that. Overall, for this Morphe palette, so this is the first actual like Morphe palette that I've tried, and when I say that, I don't mean I've never tried a Morphe eyeshadow palette ever, because I'm sure if you've seen any of my other past videos, I have used Morphe palettes before, but those Morphe palettes are always like collabs. I have all of the Jaclyn Hill Morphe collab palettes, I have a Jeffree Star one, but I've never actually picked up one of their own eyeshadow palettes that's not a collab. This palette I'm really impressed with. I mean, it did an awesome job. Can I just say there was not a single bit of fallout? Like, look at my eyes, look at my under eyes. There is literally no fallout, no shadow anywhere to be found whatsoever underneath the eyes, which is awesome because usually super pigmented shadows and shadows that have a lot of kickback usually do have fallout, so I was pretty surprised to find that they didn't. Obviously, make sure you give your brush a good tap off on the palette, and that can eliminate that problem for any eyeshadow that you're using, but I just thought that was super impressive that there was no fallout whatsoever with this. Like I said, the kickback I don't really mind because that usually means that it's pigmented, and a lot of the shades were. I did have a couple misses, as you saw, like what that one light pink matte shade just wasn't really doing it for me. And then that one shimmer was really lackluster, but then there was also another shimmer that I tried, two shimmers that I tried actually, that blew me away. And I can tell you, I mean, they look super interesting in the palettes, like in the pans, but once you put them on the eyes, I noticed that there's so many other like colors in each shadow, and they're very like dimensional, and you can't really tell that just by looking at it head on. Overall, I really did love this palette. Actually, I'm super glad that I finally picked it up because again, I love the color purple and I just love like shimmer, and this palette I just feel like encompasses everything that I love in life, especially for makeup. So yeah, definitely if you've been thinking of trying this Morphe palette, definitely recommend at least to go and swatch them in the store. I know I didn't do a swatch test today. Definitely just see how they look in person, because like I said, a lot of them are multi-dimensional shades, so they look even more beautiful like on the eyes than they do in the pans, and they're beautiful in the pans, so that just says a lot. I'm gonna stop rambling now. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. If you did, please go ahead and subscribe. I would love if you stuck around, and as always, if you have any like video requests or comments or anything you want to share, go ahead and leave that down below so I know what you guys want to see from me on this channel. And that is it. I will see you guys in my next one. Bye!